Here we are then, everybody lining up on the grid, getting ready to go for the Chinese Grand Prix here at the Premier Formula Sim Racing League. As the last cars lining up on the grid, we've got a pretty good grid here, 17 cars here for tonight, so pretty good turnout here for the second round of the season. The lights are on, and it is lights out and we're underway. And looks like Badman got a very good start there off of the line. He's on the inside here of HMP Hooligans into turn one. HMP Hooligans closes the door there, and there's no way through there for Badman at the moment. You've got Phylos there making a move there. Seems to have got ahead of a couple of drivers here as we've got All Day KBB there moving up into fourth place. But, oh for goodness sake. But we've got HMP Hooligans leading out as the first sector here. We've got Phylos there moving ahead of Skadoosh there up into P6. So Phylos has gained a place. I can't really see the left hand side. I can't see where I'm scrolling. It's really annoying. But anyway, we've got Perp Drank there making a move. We've got Dastardly Daddy there dropping way back down the order. What has happened to Dastardly Daddy here on this opening lap? Seems to have had an absolute nightmare of a start to this race. I don't know where I am on this leaderboard. I'm not used to commentating at this time of night. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, I do apologise. But anyway, back to the leaders. We've got Hooligans currently leading by just under a second here. Badman's keeping him very much on his toes at the moment. Ernie's also keeping track with these guys as these top three here have broken away a little bit from All Day KPB. And Tanis there's running in P5 with Skadoosh there. Phylos a little way behind them. Looks like Smidge is attacking on Ocean Crew as they come down the long back straight, which leads down towards the hairpin. We've got Smidge here looking to the inside of Ocean Crew as they come onto the brakes now. So this is going to be a move here for Smidge. He goes a little bit late on the brakes there and taps the rear of Phylos as he went into the corner. And Phylos there was an innocent bystander. Didn't really get caught up too much in that one, but ultimately that's been a disaster there. And Smidge is down to pretty much the back here. We've got, oh, what's happened to Badman? Badman's had a calamity here on the opening lap. Where is Badman? Badman is basically coasting down the start-finish straight. So what on earth has gone on there? As in the foreground, we've got Twister here, who seems to be attacking on the back of the car in front of him at the moment. But my goodness, this is really, really hard to... do you know what it is? I usually have a coffee just before I start commentating, and I've never... Not in years have I not had a coffee just before the start of a race. Obviously I can't for this, it's ridiculously late in the evening. But anyway, Twister here looking to the outside of Kimmy as he goes a bit deep there on the brakes and completely misses the corner. And Kimmy's able to continue on there in P12. Smidge has made those way up ahead of Badman up into P15. So Badman is dropping down the order like a stone at the moment. Obviously his calamity occurred just after the pit lane entry, which basically made it impossible for him to actually come in and get it sorted out. So Badman here is in a bit of trouble in the early stages of the race, but Hooligans has got the gap just over a second. Ernie is currently tracking his every move at the moment, though. He's trying to get himself within a second if he possibly can, but it's early doors at the moment. Both of these two on medium tyres as opposed to All Day KPBs and Antanas, who are both on the hard tyres. Antanas has got a peck of a run here on All Day KPB to the inside into the hairpin, and that's going to surely be a job done here for Antanas there up into third place. It is indeed. As we see, we've got Phylos and Julie here battling over P7 and 8. And Julie, for the time being there, making that move up into 7th place around the outside into the final corner, as it looks like it might be kind of a bit of pressure here from behind as well. But at the moment, we've got a bit of a three-way battle here for 7th place. We've got Perp Drank trying to put some pressure here on the back of Phylos as they come through this never-ending turn one. Gap at the front well within a second between Hooligans and Ernie at the moment, so it's certainly looking to be an exciting battle out the front at the moment. But Phylos here is still looking to try and get close to Julie if he can. Obviously Perp Drank hasn't got a great opportunity because Phylos has got the DRS to help defend to Julie, which is going to obviously be very beneficial for him. Badman now is dropped down to last place, so I don't know what's going on with Badman today, but seems to be very out of sorts here in this Chinese Grand Prix. Kimmy's just lost out to Next Level, and Next Level is up into 14th place. As we go back to the battle out the front, because Ernie is currently keeping HMP Hooligans very much on his toes at the moment. Down the back straight we go towards the hairpin once again. So Ernie's going to look to try and use this DRS zone to get that a little bit closer. He's got good straight line speed in the Ferrari. The Alpine there in front of him just seems like maybe it's more set up for the corners, for the more technical parts of the track. So for sure Ernie could make use of that. There's certainly weaknesses there that can be exploited, but at the moment Ernie's keeping himself within a stone's throw of the race leader as they go into turn 1 here on lap 4 of the race. We've got Antanas there running in 3rd place, a few seconds clear of Skadoosh, All Day and Ocean Crew. There's Julie ahead of Phylos, Perp Drank, C-Mac there running in P10, just ahead of Juice at the moment. And then you've got Twister right behind these guys, as well as Smidge, who runs a bit wide there going through turn 1. As we've got an incident there, I think Antanas has had Antanas has had a big moment there as he came through the first sector. Has lost out there to Julie, although goes very late on the brakes there, and actually I think it's waved back past. So did Julie just say go on after you, sir? I'm not quite sure what was going on there, but Antanas back up into 6th place with that one. We got to go to the 2 leaders though, because they are nip and tuck at the moment. They're over 5 seconds clear of Skadoosh. Badman had the pace, but I think it must be wheel issues, because that incident coming out the final corner, I mean, he's got no damage on the car, he's got no issues, you know, on the actual game itself. I reckon that's hardware related, because it seems like he's all right now, and it just seemed like he just stopped for a moment. So, and it seems like maybe there's some struggles going on, but no visible damage on the car, I reckon, because he's only recently got a wheel. I reckon potentially wheel problems there for him. But nonetheless, 2 leaders here coming down towards the hairpin, still as they were at the moment. In the background though, we've got All Day at KPB making a move potentially here on Skadoosh. To the outside is Skadoosh. All Day KPB on the inside. Looks like he's got that move done potentially on the run down towards final corner. Yes, he has. And Ocean Crew here is looking to try and get involved potentially as well, as there's a bit of contact there going through into the final corner. But Skadoosh here with the DRS looking to try and return the favour here on All Day KPB. To the outside we go, side by side into turn 1, swoops around the outside. Is he going to go deep though? Because I tell you what, that took a lot of speed there around the outside into that corner, and that is not an easy corner to nail in that situation. Looks like Skadoosh has got that move done up into 3rd place. That is a job done there for the Aston Martin driver, who can now try and defend instead of attack, because there's no way that anyone's going to catch up to the top 2. They are in a league of their own at the moment. They are absolutely trouncing everybody else out on track here this evening, or this morning, on this Monday morning. For me, for the guys in America, it's 7 o'clock in the evening, or 7:30 now. For myself, it is a Monday morning, and I ask myself again, what on earth am I doing? But I tell you what, it's a good league here tonight, I'll tell you that. It seems to be a good, clean league, an exciting league. As we jump on board here with Ernie, who's still trying to hunt down the race leader, Hooligans. As we can see, All Day KPB has moved back ahead of Ocean Crew once again. And Ernie is making the move on HMP Hooligans into the hairpin. I think he's got that one done there as Ernie up into the lead. Yes, that is job done. But HMP Hooligans is going to try and come back at him here down the start-finish straight. Could potentially return the favour immediately. Bit of DRS, bit of slipstream. Here he comes then. But Ernie's got good straight line speed there and is in good stead there going into turn 1. And no return route there for HMP at the moment, as we've got All Day KPB still with Ocean Crew and Skadoosh, and Antanas in hot pursuit as well at the moment. See the McLaren there of C-Mac looking to the inside of Smidge into turn 1. Nothing doing just at the moment though. Here are the 2. Oh, Ernie was really loose onto the curb there. I'll tell you what, that was a close call there. Just double check my mic's on. Yep. But Ernie seems a bit loose with the setup. I don't know whether or not he's gone for a risky one, gone for a bit of a maybe heavy front end, but it seems like he's wobbly a little bit. But so far so good here for the race leader, who obviously stuck behind HMP Hooligans for a few laps and made that move on the previous lap, and currently it's taking the money and running. But HMP Hooligans has got the DRS as we come down towards the hairpin, and he's got a fantastic run, and that's going to be an easy move with DRS there for the Alpine, but Ernie's going to try and come back at him down the start finish straight at the moment, I'm sure about that. Ocean Crew in the meantime all over the back of All Day KPB to the outside into the hairpin, nothing doing in the background there. You've also got Skadoosh and Antanas still battling, and somebody went wide there through the hairpin. Was that Julie? Might well have been, but still keeping it together for the time being, leaders as they were through that final hairpin. So it's HMP Hooligans who once again has regained the advantage here in this Chinese Grand Prix at the Premier Formula Racing League. Just half a second separating these top two drivers. At the moment they are in a league of their own, though, 8 seconds clear of this battle for the podium places, which is currently ensuing here between All Day KPB and Ocean Crew. Skadoosh there trying to keep with these guys. Julie as well is currently it's a 6-car train, 5-car train, sorry, battling over third place. I think Next Level's got ahead of CMAC here up into 14th place. Next Level's also got a 3-second time penalty as well, so that's gone a bit of a disaster there for him. As we've got in the background here, Ocean Crew trying to make a move here on All Day KPB, and behind them also a Tannis on the back of Skadoosh here. So Ocean Crew round the outside, and looks like that might be job done, is it? Going to be close here. All Day KPB on the inside there. Going to be side by side here down the start finish straight, and it looks as though All Day KPB on the inside is going to have that move done into turn 1. And Antanas still ahead of Skadoosh at the moment in that fight for P5. CMAC has picked up a 3-second penalty now, so the penalties are being handed out left, right and centre at the moment. CMAC there just ahead of Next Level. These two, the only two penalties, and they're running next to each other on the track at the moment. Also got a battle going on here between the Williams and the Mercedes here. Dastardly Daddy and aka Kimmy here battling over 16th and 17th places. aka Kimmy has got DRS down the start finish straight, and it's going to make that move I think pretty easily here, and up into P16 he goes. Next Level's gone a bit wide there, and CMAC's going to make the move quite easily back up into 14th place. I don't know what happened there to Next Level, but clearly some kind of little twitch there as he was going through the middle part of the lap. So CMAC there back up into 14th place. The two guys with penalties so far in this race. Back to the leaders though, because Ernie's still keeping HMP Hooligans on his toes at the moment as they come through the final corner. Although Hooligans has just managed to extend the gap a little bit over the course of this lap, is potentially threatening to break away. Oh, the gap creeping back under half a second here as they come through turn 1 here on lap 9 of the race. Antanas and Ocean Crew still over the back of All Day KPB in the background there. Julie, they're looking to the inside on Skadoosh, and was there contact there? I'm not sure. I think they might have just kept it clean there. There was hard racing there, but Julie there is going to swoop around and make that move there on Skadoosh here, coming through the first few corners of the lap here on lap 9, and he's done that one beautifully there as Julie up into 6th place. Twist a smidgen, Next Level all in the pits here at the end of lap 8. Two leaders here coming through the middle sector at the moment. HMP Hooligans has extended the gap a little bit. Got the gap at 8 tenths here as they come out onto this little straight, which leads down towards the final sector of the lap here. But it looks like Hooligans has just extended the gap over a second here, which is going to be crucial here because Ernie's now going to not have DRS. So he's now going to have to fight for this one. He's going to have a bit of slipstream, but Now we want to keep an eye on, because in the background here we've got Antanas all over All Day KPB with DRS down the back straight. He's going to look to the outside. No, he's going to duck back to the slipstream. Now to the inside. And Antanas there making the move into the hairpin. And All Day KPB going to go for a cutback. No, he goes a bit wide there. That could allow Ocean Crew a look in. Here they come into the final corner once again. And the two leaders are both into the pits here at the end of lap 9. So that now gives the lead to Antanas, All Day KPB and Ocean Crew as they come into turn 1 once again. So Hooligans and Ernie have both gone for the hard tyres, which makes sense because they both started on the medium tyres, so it does certainly check out. C-Mac there with a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings we're seeing. It's a battle here between Juice and Perp Drank. These guys battling over 7th and 8th places. They got the net first and second, currently a couple of seconds behind them on the road, so that might be playing on their minds a little bit. Perp Drank almost dropping out of the second here to Juice as well. So here they come then, out of this long right hand bend, which leads back out onto the back straight once again. He's got a bit of DRS here. As Perp Drank also got to keep an eye on Ocean Crew, because Ocean Crew is very close to the back of All Day KPB, but All Day KPB's also got DRS and Antanas. It's helping him to defend here. Phylos is also looking pretty hungry on the back of Skadoosh. Into the final corner we go. Thing is though, I think Phylos didn't really get a very good run there out of the final corner. Skadoosh also seems to have good straight line speed. Oh, tell you what, going a bit deep there into turn 1. That could allow Phylos to have a look in. But Skadoosh looking comfortable for the time being. As we see Twister here. Oh my goodness me. Twister's got ahead of Kemi up into P13. Kemi's got DRS though down the straight. Too far back there going into turn 1, and that's for the time being job done there for Twister. In the meantime, HMP Hooligans has picked off Perp Drank up into 8th place, so that's one of the many traffic cars in the way of the leaders picked off there. But Ernie will be closing up onto him. He's about 2 seconds behind him at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see how those two navigate their way through the traffic. So this is a really different experience commentating without having had a cup of coffee before. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. I thought, you know, it's not got to be quite similar, but I'll tell you what, it is a real challenge. So Hooligans here all over the back of Skadoosh as they come in towards the final corner, and I think he's going to get this move done. If not now, then down the straight. Ocean Crew into the pits to get the hard tyres off. Which is strange because obviously the hard tyres are meant to go long into the stint. But Hooligans nonetheless getting ahead of Skadoosh. They're up into P5 into turn 1, and that is job done. So Antanas currently the race leader, but obviously needs to pit. So Hooligans is the net race leader, and then you've got Ernie, who's a net second at the moment, but stuck in a bit of a train of cars here. It's got a lot of traffic. Bad Man, I think, had some kind of hardware issue at the end of the opening lap and plummeted down the leaderboard to last place. Since then, has regained positions up to P10, but has not had the race here at all. As Bad Man, the Parable Sector Championship leader, the winner earlier this evening at the Misfits League. Maybe it's past his bedtime, who knows. Maybe it's a bit of a challenge. in all fairness though, he does very well at the sociable times, so I can't knock him too much. As Ernie there's moved ahead of Perpdrank up into 8th place. He's now finally starting to make headway here through this pack of cars. Hooligans has now got ahead of Phylos. So HMP Hooligans is about 6.5–7 seconds off the lead at the moment, and obviously is already pitted, has got fresh hard tyres on. Will probably make light work of closing up to these leaders if they don't pit soon. And Tannis and All Day are probably going to go to about, I would have thought, a lap maybe 17 or 18, and then put a set of medium tyres on and go to the end. That would be the sensible call, but I mean, I would have thought it'd be a one stop, but it's not guaranteed. I mean, what, so 2 leaders put their tyres on lap 9. I reckon 19 laps on the hards is probably doable around China. But who knows though, they might have to pit again. But Hooligans now has got ahead of All Day KPB. He's now pulling up onto the back of Julie as well. So this should be a routine move here for the net race leader. Where's Ernie? Ernie is a long way behind here in 7th place, so he's trying his hardest to get ahead of Juice at the moment, but he's not making the progress that he would have liked. Ernie here with DRS looking to the inside now on Juice, down towards the hairpin. Outbreaks him there very nicely. Bit of a lock up there on the left front, but gets it stopped and gets a decent enough exit there out of the corner. And Ernie's up into P6 as we see. We got Julie and All Day KPB into the pits here. But the gap here between the net first and second drivers, about 6 seconds now. So Hooligans and Ernie separated by quite a long way here. And Ernie's now, I think, going to need a bit of luck here. Probably need a safety car to get himself back into this race. It's looking more and more like it's going to be going in the favour of HMP Hooligans tonight. And Tannis currently the race leader at the moment with just under a 5-second gap over Hooligans, but we see a couple of drivers actually coming in for the soft tyres, which is a real head scratcher here. We've got Ocean Crew into the pits on 2 lap Alt East, but he came in a couple of laps ago for soft tyres, but All Day KPV has done the same thing. Now whenever I see something like that, I always think it's a bit of an anomaly, but the fact that the 2 of them have done it kind of speaks a bit more to me. But we got All Day KPV there going around the outside of Smidge on those fresh soft tyres, and it's made that one brilliantly. Only question is how long they're going to last, because they're not going to last that long. I mean, these soft tyres are going to eat themselves for breakfast, you know. These tyres do not last long. So it's all well and good for a cut 2 or 3 laps. You can pick everyone off and tear through the pack, but once they're off, I mean, you're going nowhere fast. Do you know what I mean? It's not a very good race tyre, especially around this track, because you've got some. I mean, turn 1 is going to absolutely shred the soft tyres. You're probably taking 5 or 6% out of the soft tyres just through that one corner alone. You're probably taking about 12–15% a lap. I remember from F1 24 it was something like that. Might even have been this game, I can't remember. But in the meantime, we've got Ernie now moving ahead of Phylos up into 3rd place. That must have been a move there into turn 1. So now Ernie can try and chase down his rival for this race win, but it's looking like it's probably going to get beyond him here unless he puts in an unbelievable shift in the second half of this race. There's All Day KPB here on the back of Julie as they're coming in towards this hairpin here at the end of the first sector. Oh, do apologise. Oh God. Really sorry, guys. Not the same guy. Problem is, it's midnight. It's midnight. It's nearly 1 a.m. in the morning where I am. I am so tired. There's Auto KPB here looking to the inside now. He's going to make this move on Julie. And looks like that is job done there. In the meantime, we've also got Antanas in the pits to put the medium tyres on. Still with 13 laps to go, so there's got to get them a fair distance here. Certainly going to be a bit of a challenge here. As we see side by side there, Julie swooping around the outside of All Day KPB into turn 1. They're still side by side here. It's going to be pretty close here between them. And Julie managing to sweep around the outside there on those hard tyres. Oh, it's KPB, they're losing it on the curb. And he's going to go, oh, he's wide there onto the grass now. He'll lose out to Smidge, possibly Twister as well. No, Twister's too far back, he won't get him. But All Day KPB there, having a major moment. And that will not be what he would have needed at all there. Ocean Crew here's got some DRS and some slipstream here on the back of Phylos as they're coming down towards the hairpin once again. It's a bit too far back here going into the corner at the moment. Might have a chance into turn 1 though. He can get a good exit here out of the final corner, then Ocean Crew's going to be poised, ready to make the most of this one. A bit wide there onto the curb, keeping it clean. Oh, I think he's a bit too far back here into turn 1. He'll have to continue to wait a little bit longer in that one. In the meantime, we've got Twister here who's moved ahead of All Day KPB. That's because All Day KPB's into the pits to get those soft tyres off. So clearly not enjoying those. I mean, that was the most short-lived stint I've ever seen on a set of tyres. I think that was a, I think that's what is known as a failed hypothesis. As All Day KPB on his way back out of the pits once again. Oh, I do apologise everyone. I'm absolutely shattered right now. I've got Ocean Crew here on the back of Phylos as they come down to the end of the little straight. He's well within striking distance here of taking a podium position. So here we come then out onto the back straight once again. So Ocean Crew here with a good exit. The soft tyres are going to be starting to pull the pace a little bit, let's be fair. Phylos is on 16 lap old hard tyres, so it's not like his is fresh out of the box either. But Ocean Crew here is going to make the move into the hairpin quite easily. But now they've got to watch out for Antanas, who's on fresh medium tyres right behind them. Antanas could well be on for a podium here tonight as we see Phylos into the pits here at the end of lap 17. Antanas there with the fastest lap of the race on those fresh medium tyres and should now be able to chase down Ocean Crew. And to be fair, Antanas is kind of in a league of his own here. It's kind of like in no man's land, sort of like not really close to the top 2. I mean, I say the top 2. HMP Hooligans is now 7 seconds clear of Ernie, so it's not exactly like that one's a close run thing either at the moment. Saying that, have we got a safety car? I think we might well have a safety car, you know, so this could change things up massively. We might not. I'm just looking at the first sector. I don't quite know. Let's have where's the leader? Hold on. Well, it hasn't picked up the leader. No, there's definitely a yellow dot. There's a yellow dot that all of the other dots are going past in the first sector. So the safety car has been deployed here on lap 18. That is massive news because that's going to bunch the pack up. It's going to give Ernie a second chance here because obviously he was kind of put out of the race a little bit by, well, partly because of Hooligans' great pace, but also just down to the fact that Ernie got a little bit unlucky in the traffic after they'd come out of the pits. for the guys who hadn't pitted. They were obviously trying to make their way through, and maybe Ernie now is going to be handed a bit of a lifeline here. We've still a fair way to go in this race. I wonder if these guys are going to come into the pits. Ernie's probably got a free pit stop, so she could probably try something. Oh, yeah. So Hooligans into the pits here at the end of lap 18. Does Ernie follow him in? Yes, he does. So these guys, I reckon they're going to put the medium tyres on. That would make the most sense from here, because it would be an 8-lap dash to the flag. Hard tyres for Hooligans. What about Ernie? Medium tyres for Ernie. That's going to be very interesting, because now they're going to be on different tyres. So I reckon that Ernie will start the stint probably a bit stronger. I'm scratching my armpits, by the way. Don't get any funny ideas, people. But yeah, so Ernie will be on the medium tyres. Hooligans on the hards. We're going to have Ocean Crew and Tanis on the mediums. Looks like Skadoosh is staying out. Has gone for track position. Hasn't gained too many places. But Julie is into the pits, putting the medium tyres on. Smidge has also put a brand new set of medium tyres on. Badman's put a brand new set of the hards. Phylos had already come into the pits a lap earlier for some medium tyres. They're basically fresh. Perp Drank has come in for a fresh set of mediums. We've got KK Kimmy, who's done 3 laps so far on these mediums. All Day KPB, C-Mac and Darcity Daddy all came in a lap ago for a set of mediums. So yeah, well, it's going to be the final dash to the flag. It'll be probably 8 laps to the end once we get going. I reckon it'll be end of lap 28, 20, maybe 21. So that'll be a 7 or 8 lap dash to the flag once we get back underway. But apologies to anybody who was expecting to hear an energetic and enthusiastic commentary from myself tonight. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning where I am, and I'm certainly not feeling energetic or enthusiastic. You know, I'm enjoying the race. I have to say I'm enjoying the race. But yeah, God, I mean, I really do hope that I am living up to expectations, because I do feel really quite awful about this. You know, I feel like a fraud at this point. I really do. The fact that I'm sat here, you know, essentially being this, you know, the commentator that they wanted to hear, and it's like, I feel like I'm doing a quite horrendous job, to be perfectly honest with you. I really do. I really do. But anyway, we've got Skadoosh coming into the pits after taking out his front wing, I think on the back of Ernie, under the safety car, as they continue on their way under the safety car here. So I think we're going to have at least this lap, probably the one after, because just looking at the map here, obviously you can have a maximum of 3 laps under safety car, so that'll take us to lap 21, and I can see that there's still a car going through the middle sector at the moment, so I can't imagine that the safety car will be coming in into this lap. I'm pretty sure it'll be the next lap. So it's going to be even less laps to the flag, which will benefit the guys on the medium tyres compared to the hards, definitely. But Hooligans has done everything right so far here in this race. Has led comfortably the most laps, has been in the lead for most of this race. Obviously Ernie briefly headed him for a lap or two, but other than those brief moments, it's been all controlled by this Alpine driver here. But who knows what Ernie's got up his sleeve here. Obviously with the faster tyres, they will wear out quicker though. That's the only issue for him. So he needs to get on with this as quickly as he possibly can. Oh, yeah. Oh. Wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. So I was talking about the safety car there in case anybody wasn't sure. This thing occurs when one stays up until 1 o'clock in the morning to do a commentary. Delirium hits at a certain point, and I believe we've exceeded that threshold considerably at this point. Stay in the zone, stay in the zone, stay in the zone. Right, here we go. Almost about to get underway here for the restart. 7 laps left to go here at Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix here at the Premier Formula Racing League. And here we are then. Oh my goodness me, somebody's just lost a bit of their car. So, is that Ernie? I think it might be. Yep, Ernie's lost his front left end plate there. So he is going to be, well, he's going to be struggling here on this restart. There's no other word for it. So Ernie may have just thrown away his race win there after running into the back of his long-time rival for this race win, HMP Hooligans. As Hooligans is going to get us underway now. So down towards the hairpin we go. We're back underway. Green flag here for the final 7 laps of this race. We see there we've got AKA Kimi, who's seemed to have backed out a bit. They're going into the hairpin actually, but Hooligans is off and away by over a second here. Has got the gap over Ernie. Ernie going through turn 1 there. He's going to have a lack of downforce, there's no doubt. And Tanis there moving up into 3rd place there ahead of Ocean Crew. These guys are going to be trying, they're going to be lobbying to get past the Ferrari as quickly as they can. But to be fair, I think he's probably not going to be in much of a mood to let them pass. He's going to be maximising his pace. We don't know how much you're going to lose for missing a left front end plate, but I would have thought it'd be a good few tenths a lap at least. But he's not allowing Hooligans to absolutely run off in this first sector, I'll tell you that much. I mean, he's definitely a bit quicker though. As the gap's now 1.6 seconds, but Antanas needs to clear Ernie because otherwise he's going to be losing time rapidly here. But that is an absolute disaster there for Ernie, getting that damage on the front wing there as they were coming towards the end of the safety car period. As C-Max now got ahead of AKA Kimi up into P13. Darcy Daddy's now waiting in the wings, hoping to potentially get into P4, get into 14th place here if he can. Ahead of AKA Kimi. There's Ernie now coming under pressure from Antanas here for the battle for 2nd place. Antanas is going to have a great chance here down the start finish straight because Ernie is too far away from HMP Hooligans to get the DRS. So here we come then. So we've got Antanas now with DRS. No, in fact he hasn't. Why not? Why not? It's... What? It's more than the 2nd lap, isn't it? Oh no, because the detection point is on the first... Oh. Sorry, this is tiredness. And this is why tiredness kills, everybody. In the meantime, Ocean Crew is still on the back of Antanas here, coming towards the hairpin. A little bit too far away there. I tell you what though, he got a good run there out of that sequence just before, but nothing doing there for him. But I tell you what, Ernie is struggling here with this damage to that front wing. Antanas and Ocean Crew are looking a lot more confident, but just can't find a way through at the moment. But Antanas will have DRS down the back straight this time around. Oh, as we see a massive lock up there from Ernie at the end of the little straight. Now this is going to be a prime opportunity here for Antanas to get this move done here down the straight. Oh, bit of oversteer, bit of understeer. I don't really know. Just looks like an unbalanced car there for Antanas. Here they come then down the back straight with DRS here for the Mercedes. He's going to look to the inside and he's going to make this move, and it's going to be a routine move there for him. And now it looks like Ocean Crew is going to be looking to try and knock Ernie while he's down. Can't quite do it in the background there. Julie and Phylos are side by side here on the exit of the hairpin, and Phylos have the inside line for the final corner, but Julie's got that better exit out of the corner and gets the move done there into the final corner, and is up into 5th place there with that one. And that's a nice move there from the Haas driver. Back to the battle for second though, because Antanas ahead of Ernie now. Ocean Crew will be looking to try and get into the podium positions if he can. Ernie's still going to fight for this one, I'm sure. But how much can he fight for it when he's got that damage on the car? I'm sure if he can stick within DRS, he'll be able to make a fight of this. I think Hooligans is basically gone in this one. I doubt that anybody's going to get near HMP Hooligans in the closing stage of this one. What a drive it's been from this driver. I've never seen him race, never seen him in any leagues, but seemingly has got plenty of pace here. And it's got to be one of the championship contenders here for this Premier Formula Sim Racing League. I'll have to check out the standings after this, because I'm not really too familiar with who's where and who's what and blah blah blah. I'll tell you what, Antanas has gapped Ernie by over a second here. Ocean Crew will now be looking to take full advantage of Ernie not having DRS on the car in front of him. But was he behind the detection point? Was he out of the DRS at that stage? Yes, he was. So Ernie now is going to get a free punch here on the back of Ernie to the inside into the hairpin, and this is going to be a job done there for the Red Bull up into 3rd place. And that's nicely done there from him. Only down another place here in the closing stages with that damage on the car, which is really hurting him at this point, as Skadoosh has got ahead of all day KPB there on the exit at the hairpin up into P10. That's dropped on there for Skadoosh. Antanas closing the gap a little bit here to HMP Hooligans, but I think it might be a little bit too little too late here. I feel like that ship may have sailed. But Ocean Crew here still coming under pressure here from Ernie. Ernie's not giving up in this one. I'll tell you that. Ernie is still giving it everything in this fight for a podium place. He's not going to give up lightly. He's obviously quite unlucky to get that damage towards the end of that safety car period. It was just as they were about to get racing again. They were coming out onto the back straight and he ran into the back of HMP Hooligans. Such a shame, obviously, for him. But as they come out onto the back straight once again, Ernie well within striking distance here of a podium position once again. Let's see how close he can keep himself here as they come out onto the back straight once again. Just under 7 tenths, now 6 tenths. Here we go, DRS open now for the Ferrari. Now we'll probably get a bit of extra straight line speed with that front wing missing, but obviously it doesn't help in the braking zones. Closing right up here to the back of the Red Bull, as they've just got this final corner to go into the end of the lap here. As we start lap 26 of 28. Oh, I tell you what, it's through the left-handers like that. That's where you see him really struggle. Just seem to have no turning whatsoever, understeering like hell on the way into the corner. He can keep up with the DRS, but I think overtaking is going to be a real challenge in this situation with a car that's as wounded as Ernie's here. You can see it, just getting the car to turn into the corners seems to be a real chore. It seems alright on the exits, but it's going into the corners. That's where it seems to be a handful. It's alright once you get some momentum, once you get the power down, but it's just getting the car in. That front wing damage has really cost Ernie a handful of places here. Could have been in the battle for the win if it wasn't for this. Talking of the battle for the win, Antanas has got the gap down where it was 1.3 a moment ago. It's now just crept back up to 1.9 on the exit of this long right hand bend. Antanas seems to have just fallen a little bit off of HMP Hooligans. For a moment there it did look like he might be in that fight, but it seems to have withered away a little bit here. Ernie now looking to the inside of Ocean Crew though with DRS and has made that move into the hairpin, and Julie's looking to try and get involved in this as well here. This could be a throwaway fight here for the podium places, but Ernie has managed to fight back here. He's dug deep in that last lap or so, and he's now bringing himself back into this fight. He's not lying down, and he's not giving up without a fight here, as we've got Ocean Crew now looking to the inside into turn one, just a bit too far away there. That's not going to happen from there. And Ocean Crew for the time being sticking behind Ernie. So Ernie has now taken this back. Now what can he do in these final 2 laps of the race? This is going to be fascinating to watch. Julie here is closing up onto them as well, so this is going to be nip and tuck here between these drivers in this final lap and a half here of this Chinese Grand Prix for the Premier Formula Sim Racing League. In the meantime, the gap at the front between Hooligans and Antanas just creeping up to 2 seconds again, so it's looking like Hooligans a little bit safer here out the front. So we're currently watching this battle here for 3rd place. Oh shit. Do apologise for that, guys. That's again my tired head fumbling the controls once again, but they got Ernie here very close on the back of Ocean Crew here as they come through the final corner. We'll get a bit of DRS, and he's going to blast past Ocean Crew once again. Here is Ernie, so returning the favour after Ocean Crew got ahead of him a few moments ago. Ernie back up into 3rd place, but he's got to hold on for an entire lap with a very wounded car. Can Julie maybe get involved in this and distract Ocean Crew, help Ernie see out this podium finish? What a drive it would be if he can get on the podium here. Be a really impressive salvation here from him, or consolation, however you want to see it. But at the moment he's having the kitchen sink thrown at him by this Red Bull of Ocean Crew on this final lap of the race. As in the meantime, we've also got the 2 Saubers here battling, Phylos and Twister. This one could get heated here on the final lap. We've also got Skadoosh trying to get into the points paying positions here on the back of All Day KPB. Perp Drank also not too far behind there in 12th place, trying to get involved in that one. Ladies coming through the final few corners here. Ernie and Ocean Crew here fighting it out to the final few corners here of the final lap. So here we come then, Ocean Crew with the DRS and the slipstream here down the back straight. This is last chance saloon here for the Red Bull driver, and he's got a great run here. Looks to the outside. Ernie's going to force him around the long way. Is he going to go late on the brakes here? Surely he's going to send it and try and hold it, and he lunges down the inside there, does Ernie, to no avail. Ocean Crew there sweeps around the outside into 3rd place as HMP Hooligans takes the checkered flag and is your winner tonight for the Chinese Grand Prix here at the Premier Formula Racing League. Antanas takes 2nd with Ocean Crew holding on for the podium there ahead of Ernie in 4th. Julie 5th with Badman 6th place in the end. Great recovery from Badman. Didn't get to cover that unfortunately, but Phylos there 7th, Twister 8th with Smidge over in 9th. All Day KPB crosses the line in 10th with Perp Drank 11th, Skadoosh 12th, aka Kimmy coming over the line here to finish this one in 13th place here in the end. And then behind aka Kimmy will be C-Mac, who's just coming through out of the hairpin now and into the final corner, so it's going to be 14th place here for C-Mac. He's a long way clear of the next driver, who is Dastardly Daddy. And Dastardly Daddy is absolutely miles behind here in P15, and will be coming around very shortly indeed. But HMP Hooligans there, taking the win here for the second round of the season here at the Premier Formula Racing League. And I tell you what, seems to be always, he's going to take some beating here this season, that's for sure. Bad man, I don't know if it was hardware issues or what on the first lap, but something pretty horrendous happened which kind of put pay to his chances of showcasing his actual potential on this track here tonight. So I'm sure he'll be back next time out. But for Hooligans, this one was just a very well managed drive, and Ernie was the only one who really had the pace to challenge him. But due to that incident towards the end of the safety car, unfortunately for Ernie, he wasn't able to figure in that battle for the win. But that is that, everybody. Thanks to the Premier Formula Racing League for having us here tonight, and thanks to all the drivers for putting on such a great show, and we'll see you all for the next one. Cheers.